Hello everyone, this is our session number 3 of lesson number 2. In this session we are going to learn the different field properties. In last session we learned how to create new table using design view. In this session we are going to learn about the different field properties. Let's say the first one, a field size. Field size, it is used to decide what the size of what value which you are going to enter in that field. That means you're going to hold a short value, then you can use byte. If you're going to store what any long value, you can use integer or long integer. If you're going to store what any decimal value, for that you can use single or double. So what these are the different field sizes. Then next one is the format. Now what is the use of format? To apply what the look, or if you want to apply what a specific look to that value or to that text, then you can use format. Like if you're going to store what any currency, if you're going to store any general number, if you're going to store percentage, then for that different formats are there. You can choose one of these. Like you're going to use this column to hold what a currency, then you can use what a format currency. This after the next one, decimal places. Okay, that means if you're going to hold what a decimal value in that field, then you can use what a decimal places field property, and how many decimal places you required you can choose, like 1 2 3. If you don't want to apply, you can use 0. This after the next one, input marks. It is used only for text or date and time. That means if you're going to hold a value in specific format, then you can use what input mask, like zip code, password. Okay, these are what the examples of input mask. Here standard formats are there. These formats are directly used, and whatever values are required, whatever strength is required, only that strength is taken by the user. Okay, understand, it will not take a single character extra. Okay, that means it has what a standard capacity to hold value. Okay, this after the next one, caption. Now what is the use of caption? Instead of field name, if you're going to refer what another name for that field, you can use caption. This after the next one is a default value. Now what is the use of default value? Okay, you want to show what a specific value instead of what, or insert user will skip what any particular value of that field, then default value will use its value. Okay, that means whenever user will skip what a value of that field, then default value will use its value, or default value will use what a value that you entered. Okay, validation rule. That means if you're going to set what some rules while entering data by user, then you can set a validation rule. That means if you're going to hold what are values in between 1 to 0, in between 10 to 100, then you can set what a validation rule. And this after the next one, validation text. That means whenever any illegal or whenever any invalid value will be entered by the user and you want to show what the error message, then you can set what a validation text for that, like invalid number. Okay, or number is not in between what the given range, then required. Okay, that means value field, or in this field value is required or not. By default it's no. If you want must, or if it is mandatory, then select yes. This after the next one in text. That means if you are not going to hold any duplicate value, by default it is yes, no duplicate value. If you want to store a duplicate value, then select yes, duplicate value. Instead of this, you don't want to use this both yes, no, then you can choose what no. This after the next one, the smart tags. Okay, then after index, our next field property, that is smart tags. It is a way of connecting functionality to a table in database. Okay, here we have two smart tags, financial symbol, instant messaging. Okay, if you want to add more tags, you can add those tags. Okay, and at the end you have to click to OK. After selecting this, you can select more available tags. Okay, and it's functionality to connect what to a field in a table of database. Okay, this after the next one is the text align. That means you want to set a position for value which are going to answer or which are going to enter in that field. Okay, by default is general. If you want to use it left, right, center. Okay, distribute, you can choose one of these. Okay, so here over the different properties for field. we have how many fields properties? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Okay, 12 properties we learn. Okay, now let's see what is the next. This after our next point is this after our next point is inserting and deleting a field in a table. Now we are going to insert one new field and we are going to delete unwanted fields. Okay, so let's see how to insert new field and how to delete existing field from existing table. And now here we are going to work with the design view. That means we are going to add and delete what a field in table in design view. So first we should switch to Microsoft Access. Now here we have a Microsoft Access application window, and currently we are working with a demo database and we have a table stud details. Okay, now first we have to open this table with a design view. So right click in table panel on the table and click to design view. Here we'll open a design view. Okay, now a field which we have to add. Okay, simply you have to write below the word last field. If you want to add in between, you can add, no problem. Okay, just select what the field, okay, above you want to, or to which above you want to insert what a new field, then right click and insert row. Okay, here it will create a new field for you, and now you have to add what a field name. Now student roll number over, student name over, student standard over. Now I would add here what the student gender, std, then gen, student gen. Okay, and data type for student gen, that is text. It can be male or female. Okay, now we added what a new column. Okay, what is that? Is stud gender. Okay, now we have to remove what the unnecessary field. So which field we don't want from this table? So we don't want a student gender field. Okay, just we added, now we don't want this. So let's see how to remove this. If you want to remove this field, then you have to select that field. You not need to select next or previous field. Okay, a field which you want to delete, you have to focus on it. This after you have to right click on it, then click to delete rows. Now when you click on it, it will remove, it will delete, it will terminate from that table. Okay, now at the end you have to close what the design view, then just click to yes to continue these changes. Okay, after adding and inserting what or after inserting and deleting what the field from the existing table in database, our next point, it is an activity which you have to solve in your computer textbook, also in a computer notebook. Now let's see what is the next after the table. Our next point is queries. Okay, so what is query? A query is a kind of command which is used to retry, to add, to delete, to update or edit data from the table in database. Okay, understand? Means it is a way to establish what a communication link to edit or to retry or to delete or to edit or update what the data in table. Okay, and for that we use what a query, and generally it is used while developing what these softwares. Okay, because if you want to send any command through front-end application to back-end, then query play what a very important role. Okay, understand? It can be normal query, it can be a rule, it can be a view, it can be a stored procedure. So what these are the different query types. Okay, generally stored procedures are used okay, to add or to retry or to edit or to delete what the data from the table. Okay, understand? In generally what we call SPs. Okay, understand? Then rules, these are used, or these types of queries are used to set what a validation. Then views are used to retry data from table or from more than one table, or to combine what a more than one table, or to display what the result from more than one table. Okay, now let's see how to create query in Microsoft Access database. If you want to create a query in Microsoft Access database, then two different methods are there to create queries in Microsoft Access database. The first one is a query wizard and second one is a query design. Okay, a query wizard is too easy as compared to what a query design. Why? Simply you have to follow the steps by selecting what the table fields, okay, or fields of the table, okay, and simply you have to click to next. You not need to write your commands, you not need to remember any single command. But what about the query design? Here you must know what each and every command, then only you can work with a query design. Okay, so let's see how to create a query using query wizard. Now we have to create a query using query wizard. So to create a query using query wizard, first you should switch to what the database, okay, then go to create tab, then here we have a query wizard. See, in order there's a query wizard, just click to query wizard, then what type of query you want to create, then select here what the query wizard, simple query wizard, cross tab query wizard, find duplicate query wizard, find unmatched query wizard. That means it will not allow you to customize what the query, okay, whatever query you wanted to design, okay, that query you cannot design through this wizard. Okay, that means it will not allow you to customize any changes, or it will not allow you to customize that query. Okay, so select here simple query wizard. See, now we have to create what a simple query wizard. After selecting the query wizard, you have to click to the OK. This after you have to select the table. Okay, if more than one tables are here and it's showing what a first table, so select the table of which you want to retrieve the data, or of which you want to create a query, or in which you want to create a query. Now we have to create a query for student details, or we have to use what the fields of student details table. Okay, this after you have to add what the fields. Okay, if you want to add one by one, or if you want to add selected like roll number and what the name, you don't want to add standard, you can. Okay, if you want to add all, then you can add all. Okay, if you don't want one of this, then you can remove it. You can put that in available field, like standard we don't want, so just click to add in previous or an available field. Okay, this option will help you to add or to remove one. These options will help you to remove and add all. Like you don't want to add all, you can remove this. Okay, if you want to add all, you can add all. Okay, this after you have to go to the next, then select the detail, show every field of every record. Okay, understand, we don't want to show summary now. This after click to next, then enter here what a title for query. Okay, like stud date query, then click to finish. Okay, now here we have that stud query. Now how to execute this? Now we have to execute, that means we have to run. How to run? Right click on it and click to open. When you click to open, it will show what the table view as it is. Okay, you want to modify this, you can modify this, no problem. Okay, just go to design view. In design view you can make those changes. So this is the design view. Okay, if you don't want to, or if you don't want any particular field, you can remove that field. Like we don't want this, uncheck, close it. All these changes you have to save. Right click on it, click to open. Now it's showing what only two fields. Where is third one not showing? Why it is unchecked? If you want to show that, again go to design view. Okay, now check this. Okay, then from which table? From student details table. Okay, which field? Student standard, from student details table. Okay, this after close it, click to yes. Okay, click to open. Now it's showing what the standards also. Okay, I hope you all understand how to create a query using query wizard. So enough for today. We'll see query design in next session.